How are people making so much money? What did you do to get where you are today? Hi everyone, I am a 23-year-old business analyst with a little over a year of experience making 68.9K a year in a LCOL city. I have a BSBA Finance and a minor in Econ. Plan on getting a master's in Information Systems and Technology. I ask these questions, so based off my background I can try to position myself like FIRE individuals. What steps did you take to increase your income over the years? How do you find these high-paying jobs? I am so confused how some individuals are making 150K plus nearing 30 years old. Is that only a small percentage? What careers are people in that do make a large amount of money? I can share my path because my start wasn't too dissimilar to yours. My first real job out of college was as a financial analyst for a small startup in the Bay Area, pre-financial crisis. I was one of two analysts. Because this was a startup, they couldn't pay much. I was getting $42,000 a year, no bonus. My equity, which I didn't even negotiate going in, turned out to be worthless as the company ran into financial trouble, in part due to the GFC. After 3 years I left and joined a larger company, also as a financial analyst. My base there was $65,000. After 3 years there, with bonuses, ESPP and everything I was approaching close to $100,000, but my base was somewhere in the high $70s. By then I had been in workforce for 6 years post-undergrad. I then used my savings to go to business school full-time for 2 years. It was a reputable program, but not in the top 5 of any lists. There, I got an internship in investment banking at a large bank and returned full-time after finishing my degree. My base was $100,000 at the time and bonus was $150,000 for a total of $250,000. Numbers have gone up since then. I've been in banking for about 8 years now and the pay has gone up every year. Last year I got paid well over $1 million. The job isn't for everyone. Many of my peers who started with me have gone on to other career paths that they find more fulfilling. For me it's worked well so far. Reddit in general has a disproportionate number of highly paid young people in tech/finance. Highly paid young people are much more likely to be interested in FIRE because their salary and time horizon allow for it without much noticeable sacrifice. Highly paid young people are much more likely to talk openly, or even brag, about their salary to anonymous strangers because it's something they're proud of that they can't really talk about to their family/peers. So yeah, there are multiple reasons why finance subreddits, and this one in particular, filter for these types of folks. In reality, if you plug in your age and income into an online percentile calculator, you'd find that you're in the top 8% for 23-year-olds. You're doing great. Comparison is the thief of joy. But mostly consulting, IB, high-end finance will get there quickly. I'm in consulting at the moment. Focus on a niche skill set and improve. And once comfortable in one industry with certain niche skill set, job hop. Tech industry also pays well. Definitely won't pay as much as IB/consulting, but if you factor in the work-life balance and how many hours you work in either role, comes pretty close to the earning rate per hour. Helps if you want to start a small business while WFH and maybe FAFIRE. Software engineers, sales engineers, you could be more suited for this role if you do the masters in IT, tech sales. Even financial analysts probably get some sort of equity plus bonus that is comparable. I started near your pay at $69,000 around 21 to 22. Now 7 years later, I'm over $120,000. Not software/tech bro, just normal manufacturing engineer. If you show yourself to be competent, you should be getting steady pay raises after like 2 years. If not, start job hopping. Don't stay with a bum-ass company that doesn't appreciate you. Change jobs every few years if you want to increase your salary. At this point you're lucky to even get cost of living adjustments. If you want a big raise, you are very likely not going to get that internally. You are going to have to move to a new company. I've changed jobs every 2 years now, and in the last 4 years I've doubled my salary. There's a couple ways to make a lot of money. One is to increase your skills in a high-paying field as quickly as possible and shoot for senior positions. This is mostly applicable to tech and why software engineers are able to often make big money. The other way is to start your own business and kick ass. That's what I did. I own 4 businesses now and make very good money. I have never made more than $80,000 in my career and reached FI, and I am close to RE because of good investments and savings over the years. It is not how much you make that matters. It is how much you spend. There are doctors and lawyers in this country that are well paid, but flat-ass broke at the end of the year. If you are careful and methodical about tracking and investing your money, you will be ahead of everyone else in this world. Find what you are good at, build your skills and network in that field, and you will do awesome. My cousin makes $120,000 a year officiating college sports. That is a sweet gig. There are a lot of ways to make bank in America these days. Dual income. SWE plus CPA, and we own rentals in niche market. We are looking to expand/restructure our rental business in the future to leave behind those careers. We have made good money in our careers by job hopping when needed and moving up the corporate ladder. We used our savings plus debt strategically to acquire assets that generate great returns. We built up a network of tradesmen, real estate professionals, etc. to help us manage those assets effectively. As long as you aren't scared to talk to people and are willing to take calculated risks, the possibilities are endless. Also, what many people who dream of being a millionaire fail to realize is, it's much easier to start a business or make $1 million if you have a solid foundation to work from. My wife and I both went to college. This allowed us to get into great jobs with lots of career growth. We then grew quickly in those careers and saved up money to start making calculated risks. Those risks involve talking to people. We weren't scared to pick up the phone and make it happen. You can't be afraid to job hop either. If there's a ceiling in the job you are at, move and take a lower title with higher pay, reset the ceiling, keep pushing for more. My best friend growing up dreamed of being rich by making a website or app. But he never went to college, stayed at the same web design firm for 15 years. Never took any risks. Never job hopped and got promotions. Always complained but took no action. The firm owners recently sold the company and he was let go with nothing to show for his hard work. He still lives at home. We are in our mid-30s. Law school. Less than a year out of school and making $100K plus collection bonus. In next 5 years I expect to hit around $250-300K and then figure out what I actually want to be doing with the rest of my working life. Excel in your job. Take on additional responsibility when you can. Be a leader. Always negotiate salary and know your worth. Be on the lookout for new opportunities. Build a network with other high achievers/ambitious people. My wife and I both work in tech. I started off making $30,000 in college, $45,000 with a bachelor's degree, $55,000 when I got my master's degree. Now $100,000 5 years into my career. For me it has grown a lot since getting my degree. I expect to end up around $120,000 to $150,000 with a master's degree. Not too bad. Not every degree pays that, but I have also been willing to move for job promotions and leave jobs when they wouldn't give me raises too. I think that has helped. I have friends who still make $60,000 and never leave the job or go elsewhere to get a promotion or raise. For some people, a lower salary and comfort is with it. People will say, don't move for a job, don't change jobs too often, but I haven't found that to be the case. Change jobs every few years if that's what it takes to get a higher salary. Honestly, I just job hopped until I landed at a company that promoted within a lot. Finding a good organization and negotiating your salary is key. Bachelor's in Business Data Analytics and minor in Econ, Master's in Data Science, and MBA. Both master paid for by employers. It's worth noting that I'm not any happier than I was back when I was making $65K. I have all the same things now that I did then, just more expensive versions that require more maintenance. The big house sounds like a good idea until you have to clean it. Fire is easier with higher income, but it's possible on your income as well. Dude, I have a master's. I've worked for 13 years and you earn more than me even though I earn more than most my department. Things are different, a lot depending on where you live in the world. Median individual income in the US is $37,000 a year. So yes, people make a lot more than that. It becomes a much fewer and fewer part of the population. Work in a field you enjoy, doing a job you care about, and work towards promotions to make more. At your age, I'm 32. I was making half of what you are. You are making a lot for your age, so be careful about comparing yourself too much to people a decade older than you. Pretty simple. I started working when you were in diapers. I've just had a lot more time to climb the ladder. You're already making a lot more than I was at 23, even adjusting for inflation. You're probably going to end up making a lot more money when you're my age. I work 2 jobs and put in around 50 to 55 hours a week. One job pays 75-80K/year while the other pays around 60K. I've been in my industry for about a decade now, and I'm efficient enough to work both jobs at once remotely without anyone noticing diminished work. So 135 to 140K a year, very LCOL. It's a good program but has easy weeks and stressful weeks. Thing is, I could have said the same before, but would have been making less doing one job and being occasionally stressed. In 2010, I was working at a deli as a sandwich artist for $13 per hour. I decided I wanted to get into video work. So I got a pirate version of some editing software and a book, yes, an actual book on how to use it. Every morning I would wake up around 5 a.m. and work, edit and watch tutorials before I had to leave for work at 9 a.m. I did this for months until I understood editing as well as I could. I also bought the best camera I could afford at the time, shitty digital Nikon, and started shooting and editing every day. Since I lived in a beautiful city, I was able to make some cool reels with nice looking footage and flashy editing. I got some gigs making some no-budget music videos, then more music videos, then some Kickstarter videos, then some corporate videos. Within about 18 months I had a portfolio, decent gear, and client list that let me quit the deli. I was self-employed for about 6 years. My first year I cleared probably $30,000 at best. My last year I was over $100,000. I leveraged that for a job as the in-house video producer for a large company at $130,000 per year. I made this decision because we had a growing family and 2 young babies, 1 and 2. I stayed for 6.5 years, and in that time we bought a house with some inheritance money as a down payment, HCOL area. I recently left for a new company where I am creative director and making $150 per year. My wife also started working last year after taking 6 years off to focus on the kids full time. She landed an amazing gig at $100,000 per year. When I step back and look at it, I'm amazed at the path that got us here, and not a day goes by that I don't thank my lucky stars I can upgrade from regular burrito to super burrito without having to financially stress about it. Funny enough, even though we save like crazy and have automated our contributions, I still don't think we'll be able to retire before 60. We're 40 now. To our defense, we didn't start our FIRE journey until age 35, starting at $0, so we're kind of still just starting out. Oh, also, if you are single or willing to move often, get a traveling type job. I know some nurses who clear $300,000 a year being traveling nurses. They've traveled around the country, haven't had to pay rent, have food paid for, and have a crazy high salary. The trade-off there is to contribute to your own 401k since you likely don't qualify as a part-time traveling worker. Change jobs. Made $48K/Y first 9 months post-graduate school. Jumped to $88K/Y on month 10 with a job hop. Now making around $110 and expecting to be about $120 in a month or two. $95K/Y in job 1 and expecting a $10K raise and making about $1,000 to $1,500 a month part-time job 2. It's not all about the highest pay. I've interviewed around for what would amount to another 20 to 30% raise, but work-life balance at a good salary greater than horrible work for with a phenomenal salary, for me. Have faith. 23 years old. You have so much time. I didn't know what FIRE was at that age. I just kept dumping as much as I could into my 401k at that time. It wasn't until mid-40s that I learned and applied FIRE principles, so you've got a head start compared to me and most others. I was only making $27,000 my first couple years. Flash forward 30 years and income nearly hit $400,000. I've had 13 jobs in 34 years, all tech but greatly varied roles. Keep saying yes to opportunities to grow your career and income, and you'll have a high probability of firing sooner than I did. I started right where you are. Here's what worked for me. Make more money, extra jobs, better jobs, more pay. Live below means and save more than 50%. Cheap rent, almost got stabbed many times, but saved a lot. Make more money with money. Diversifying, growth index funds, rentals. Make more money, save more money, rents, and repeat. No one is going to tell you this. There is no other way other than extra work. Hard work. To grow wealth, it requires extreme work and discipline. There's no shortcuts. There's not replacement for a lot of time. Time. Ignore everything and look 30 years from now. Hard work, to a point that you will pass out. To get enough to get the money to work for you. The first million is the hardest. Thanks for watching and being on the road to Reddit Millionaire with us. So, what's your opinion on why people are making so much money? Do you have some tips and tricks to share with us? Let us know. Until next one.